Who are you becoming? You're becoming someone new, Aquarius. Lunar eclipse in Aquarius later this week. I'm not surprised. But let's see. Powerful energies coming in. So we have death, right? Yep. And I know a lot of you have felt it. Like so much has been changing and shifting and being removed and, letting things go. And that's death. That's death energy. It's never a surprise. It's not the tower. It's not like it just kind of comes in out of nowhere. With, when this card comes in, it's been coming in for a while. You feel it for a while. This is when people might have been leaving your lives, things going or opportunities, like things have just been, there's been space that's been made in your life now. It's for new energy to come in. And it feels like this week is the culmination of that. Now, I know people are afraid of the death card. Actually, I think more people are afraid of the tower card than the death card. I love them both. This is the card for Scorpio. Some of you might be dealing with the Scorpio. I mean, we have Scorpio here. We have fire energy here. We have Gemini here. Earth. We have everything. We have bloody everyone in this reading. So the signs don't own the cards anyway. This is transformation though. You're going to be someone new, Aquarius, and it all starts this week. For some of you, I think it's been happening for a while. That's what death says. It's like I said, it's been rolling through. When death shows up, that's been happening for a while. Usually death shows up. And the example I always use is if we were going to redecorate a room, right? When it shows up in a spread, we're at that stage of redecorating the room where we've removed all the furniture. We've removed everything from the room. We can see the scuffed up walls. We can see everything's kind of looks a bit battered. There's nothing in there. That's when death shows up. Now it's time to transform the room. Now we're going to bring in, fresh wallpaper or paint the walls or something, and fresh furniture, new furniture is going to come in. But what a powerful energy to have as the underlying energy for this week. Transformation, transformation, transformation. And look where it goes. We have the Eight of Wands coming up at the heart of this reading. This is, I'm going to say this with the Eight of Wands, and I love the Eight of Wands. It's a beautiful card. It's new opportunities. It's things speeding up. Sometimes called the arrows of love, right? But whatever it is, and it's at the heart, it's the focus. This can be overwhelming. It can be overwhelming. When you have that many wands kind of flying through the air and in formation, there's some purpose to this. It's not like someone's just thrown them kind of willy-nilly. There's kind of like a direct purpose here for them. It can be overwhelming. But it's about rolling with it. Which I know is really easy to say. But what else can you do, right? What else can you do? I said that this morning on Instagram. You just have to ride that wave. I think the card that came up, it was thunder. And it was talked about, if a herd of bison were kind of stampeding, you'd probably feel that thunder rumbling through the ground a long time before you actually saw them or heard them. I don't actually know. I've never seen bison. But do you know what I mean? That's what the energy of that card was. So it kind of feels like whatever it is there now, the furniture, the wallpapers or whatever, it's coming in. This is the week where you may start to see opportunities. But guys, it's you. It's all about you. You can apply this to love, work, whatever it is, but you are transformed. Because the King of Swords, which is the card for Aquarius here, right? It's in the past. It's the foundation. You've always known your truth. You know who you've become, right? But Aquarius isn't Aquarius anymore. And what does that mean? I actually had this conversation with an Aquarius, and if you're watching, hi honey, where I was trying to say, what is Aquarius? What is Aquarius? When I pull a reading for Aquarius, what am I pulling? I'm pulling our energy, right? We are Aquarius. We are the embodiment of that energy here on this earth. We carry that within us. But it's in the past, guys. It's the foundation. So you have a solid understanding of who you are. King of Swords, right? Knows it all. He has knowledge. He stands in his truth. His sword of truth. He stands by his word. He has his oath. He has no problems making decisions. Very logical person. Very kind of head oriented, right? But it's not just about the head anymore. And you know that. You have the Lovers in the present. What do you love, Aquarius? What do you love? I always say this. It's called the Lovers, not the Thinkers. Because, there's this thing of, what do people say with the Lovers? It's a head or heart decision. Oh, it's not a decision. It's called the Lovers. You know what you love. And the kind of thinking portion of this situation is in the past. That doesn't mean he's gone. He's the foundation, right? You have that. But it's about bringing in now, what do you love? And it's very interesting that it sits underneath death. Very interesting that it sits on, because, and this has been coming up for a few of the signs. What you love may change. You may have always been about a relationship, you know, whether you're in that relationship or with someone else, or your idea of what a relationship is. It's changed. Death is here. It's transformed. If you're in a relationship, that relationship may transform. And it's you. You are transformed in that relationship. You are different within that relationship. The lovers, I always see the lovers and the devil as two sides of the same coin. I always do. And it's not so much in this deck, but in other decks, you know, you see the angel with the two lovers beneath them. And then in the devil, you see the devil with the two naked people there. So they kind of look similar as well. But if the devil is the illusion of being trapped in a situation, the lovers is the illusion that you're far from what you love. It's the illusion of distance between yourself and what you love. And look, these two are kind of going in for a kiss there, right? Moving closer to what it is that you love. And that's the transformation here with death coming in. So I kind of feel like this week is about understanding, what do I love? We can't logic our way through this anymore. Because there may be communication that happens. There may be, you know, messages that come in. There could be opportunities that come in. Whatever it is. I'm not saying that someone messages you and says, hey, I love you. But whatever this represents, whatever this energy is, it kind of highlights and makes it very clear that, oh, you know what? I love this. I love this path. I love this career. I want to go for this. And not only do I just love it from afar, I don't just covet this thing from afar. I'm going to go for it. I can have this. I have the space in my life. I've changed now. Where does that lead? Well, at least the Page of Pentacles. And pages for me are very similar to aces. It's that whole thing of starting something new. You know, pages like this. It's something small that starts. And with the Page of Pentacles, this is an offer. You know, pages can be offers or messages that come in. And often with the Page of Pentacles, it doesn't look very impressive. Like, we try to look at the details and think, oh, is this what I need? Is this all that I'm getting out of this? But it's pentacles. Pentacles always start small, but they always grow into something else. This may be a younger earth sign energy if you're dealing with that. But I mean, remember, the signs don't own the cards. But this is something new, something that might begin small. But it might be an opportunity from this. But you know what? I think you'd do it because you know what you love. If you're coming from a heart space, it doesn't matter what it is, right? If that's the job that you've always wanted, even if it's at a tiny company and they're not offering you as much money as, you know, what you had before, you're still going to do it. It's not about logicking yourself out of it. It's about going for what you love. What's the advice? The advice is the King of Wands. Now, these two are very different. And that's the past, that's the present. Now, for some of you, I mean, I've kept the readings very much about the focus on us. It is a general reading though, right? And I talk about this in the outro. I kind of still feel like too many people are focusing externally. I know you're trying to achieve things in the world. We're all here to do that, right? But the focus on the self is what gets you to be able to achieve whatever it is you're trying to get in the outside world. But if this isn't your energy, then you might have dealt with someone who you kind of thought was perfect for you with the King of Swords coming up. And this might be someone totally different. King of Wands. Fire energy, right? Exciting, passionate. But if it's for you, and I'm going to go with in that direction because that's the way that I like to read. The King of Wands here, yes, this is following your passions. Not what is the right thing to do, you know, what's the logical thing to the situation. This is, King of Wands is all, I want it. That's what I want. I want that. And he's confident that he can have that. He's entrepreneurial, he's passionate, he's creative. It's all about the energy that he puts out into the world. Ties in beautifully with this Eight of Wands. He's going to make the best use of this. So I'll take that one and I'll take that one. Yeah, I'm having it. There's a kind of warmth coming in here. And not to say, I mean, I'm an Aquarius sun and I don't think I'm a cold person, but there's the perception of us being cold, right? Especially when we're trying to figure things out. I think that's when Aquarius can appear to be the coldest. We're trying to understand how we feel about something. And the kind of irony is that people look at us that don't know us, they think, oh God, that they don't even feel anything. Like there's just zombies. But that's when we are actually trying to figure out what we're feeling. And you figured out what you're feeling. Transformation. You know what you love. You know what your passion is. And it's about connecting with that. Now, you might have to start small, but hey, you're starting somewhere. And you know, for some of you, this might be the predominant energy of the week. For some of you, you've done this and you're going into this now, moving towards what you love. You know, tower timings are strange. We can come in at wherever we are here. But it can be hard to leave behind. But you're not. That's still a part of who you are. Everything that you've ever been, you are. Everything that you ever will be, you are as well. That potential lies within you. And it's about stepping into that confidently. Take a chance on love. When we start to love, our lives are changed forever. And that's the lovers, right? It's hard to love things. Sometimes it's really easy to think, well, logically, that's the best thing to do. That's the best thing for everyone. Let's go for that. But when emotions come in, it can get a little tricky. Because then we're invested, then we've got something to lose. If it's just an idea, if it's just a thought, if it's just some kind of abstract truth, if it doesn't work out, that doesn't really hurt us, right? This is the transformation's taken place. It is about taking a chance on love. Whether that's a relationship, whether that's a person, whether that's, your love, I love that country, so I'm just going to up and leave and go there. Because I can see travel here sometimes as well. But that's it. That's what the transformation is. Are you going to go for what you love? The other thing with the Page of Pentacles coming up here, which is very telling, is that, excuse me, Pentacles are tangible. This is not an idea. This is not even just a passion. This is something, money put down and deposit put down on something, action that's taken. I mean, wands are action too, but Pentacles is something tangible, some steps that are taken. If we're thinking about going out on the date, right? Asking someone out on the date, communication. If this is about a job or something, at least filing the paperwork, looking into the job. It's something tangible, real world. That's earth energy. We have soulmates coming up for you. Now, remember this, Aquarius. Soulmates are in every walk of life. Somebody else got soulmates. I think it was Leo, actually. Soulmates come in every walk of life. But it feels like whoever this soulmate is, whatever is coming up here, may even be more than one. It's about getting you to what you love. Now, whether that's because they kind of knocked you a good one, or because they are the ones that is who you love. Remember, soulmates always bring us back to who we are. And there's a new version of you, a transformed version of you. And you might realize that because you meet a soulmate. Whether that's a friend, a lover, family member, someone, a colleague that you work with, whatever it is. It helps propel you forward. Opportunities come in. And this new version of you is born. All right, let's get you a postcard from Spirit. I kind of feel, did Aquarius get soulmates? Was it last time or the time before? I don't know. But remember, even with soulmates, and I always say this, they are mirrors for us. They're mirrors for us. That doesn't mean they become us. Doesn't mean they're the same as us. When we look in a mirror, the mirror doesn't become us, right? We see a version of ourselves in that mirror. And this might be someone who shows you a whole different aspect of who you are. A creative side, a passionate side, a confident side, a warm side, that there's this warmth coming in. Again, like I said, I'm not saying Aquarius is cold, because I know that for a fact. I'm not a cold person. So it's dearest you, everything is in divine order. Even in chaos, there is order. And we are always in all of this. For you, though, on your human journey, things can get disorganized in your mind and physical reality. You need to get rid of the clutter, whether it be too many stories in your mind, too many what ifs, or fearful thoughts of the past or future. Instead, focus on the now. Empty your mind, clean your house, and throw out any object that tells you an uncomfortable story. And that's death, right? Removing, just get rid of that. Doesn't serve me, don't need it anymore. Discern what you have, sort, purge, clear, and organize. We want you to have space to fill with something better. This is this whole death energy. I think that's going to be the predominant energy of this week. And, you know, maybe the rest of it is to get you to go through this, to inspire you, to show you that, look, this is where you're headed. It just feels big. The energy just feels big. But I get the sense, even with this card coming in, this is coming up very strongly. We want you to have space to fill with something better. Spirit loves a vacuum as it gives space for brilliant new energy. Let go of what is not serving you and give order to what remains. See them and know their value. Your soul needs organization in order to keep your connection to us and to spirit free of distractions. You are so adored by so many. We hope you really know that. Aquarius, you guys are going to have to let me know how this plays out for you. I'm sure I will keep you guys updated. I always kind of update on my journey anyway. I haven't done for a while. Just I've been taking it kind of easy, just going with the flow, and I haven't really felt the need. I've just been more experiencing what's been going on. But I'd love to know how this kind of plays out for you guys, where you are on this kind of journey here. You know, the opportunities coming in, if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you feel that shift from this to this. And don't forget, with soulmates, you're not alone in this. You're not alone in this. There are connections, there are people, there's love here. And yeah, times of transformation are upon us.